Hidden in the remote Hindu Kush mountains of northwestern Pakistan lies an ancient mystery, a thousand-year-old tribe known as the Kalash. This community has remained isolated from the rest of the world for centuries, managing to survive in one of the most difficult regions on Earth. Surrounded by some of the highest and most dangerous mountains on the planet, their territory is often inaccessible and potentially deadly. The Kalash are unique not only for their beauty. Their men and women have unusual facial features that are strikingly different from those typical of the region. Their way of life is inspiring. They celebrate marriages based on love and gender equality, a rare occurrence in this part of the world. In this new video from Trip Asia, you will learn the secrets of the Kalash, one of the most isolated and little-known tribes on the planet. Their origins may be linked to the descendants of Alexander the Great's soldiers. This tribe needs protection because its existence is under threat, and still in the 21st century, they preserve their ancient traditions thanks to their life in one of the most inaccessible regions of the world. Before getting to know the Kalash, it is important to understand that their uniqueness, both in physical appearance and in customs, is largely due to their place of residence. They live in the highest and most dangerous mountain range on the planet, Pakistan, a mysterious land known as the Land of Giant Mountains. This region is one of the most beautiful and mysterious, but also one of the most unknown and unusual on Earth. Pakistan is located in South Asia and borders Afghanistan to the north and northwest, India to the east, the Arabian Sea to the south, and Iran to the west. With a total area of about 882,000 square kilometers, the country is one of the most densely populated in the world, ranking 5th with a population of over 240 million people. However, this overcrowding has nothing to do with the reality of the Kalash, as the region where they live is extremely difficult to survive in. Pakistan's geography is incredibly diverse, from the fertile plains of the Punjab to the arid Thar Desert and the vast mountain ranges of the Himalayas. The country offers a rich variety of landscapes and can be considered one of the most beautiful places on the planet. The north is home to some of the most impressive mountain ranges in the world, including the Himalayas, Karakoram, and Hindu Kush. Not only are these mountains a natural wonder, but they are also home to numerous glaciers and rivers that support life in the surrounding regions, helping people like the Kalash survive here for centuries. This region is the highest mountainous area on the planet, and even in the 21st century, many areas, cultures, and communities in Pakistan remain unchanged, preserving their ancient traditions. It is important to understand that Pakistan as a country was formed only a few decades ago, and the majority of its population is of Indian descent. However, the Kalash have lived in this region, especially in this remote area among the highest and most dangerous mountains in the world, for centuries. This small ethnic group has lived for generations in one of the most remote and inhospitable places on the planet, surrounded by imposing peaks and deep valleys that act as natural walls, protecting and isolating their way of life and traditions. This harsh region, where the climate is extreme and access routes are limited, has been key to the preservation of the Kalash culture, which has remained virtually untouched by outside influences. One of the most fascinating mysteries of the Kalash is their origin. To this day, science cannot pinpoint the exact origin of this ancient tribe. The origin of the Kalash remains one of the greatest mysteries in the history of Central Asia. Various theories have been put forward over the centuries as their culture, traditions, and physical features differ significantly from their neighboring communities in Pakistan. One of the most intriguing theories is that the Kalash are descendants of soldiers of Alexander the Great, who remained in the region after his campaigns over 2,000 years ago. While this hypothesis is intriguing, it lacks conclusive evidence and is based primarily on historical accounts and local legends passed down through generations. Historians and anthropologists have attempted to confirm this connection through genetic studies and comparisons of cultural patterns, but the results so far remain inconclusive. Some genetic analyses have shown similarities between the Kalash and some European groups, which may support the theory of Greek origins. However, other experts argue that these similarities may be the result of ancient migrations not directly related to Alexander the Great, making it even more difficult to study their true origins. The isolated geography and cultural resilience of the Kalash have played a key role in preserving their identity and maintaining their mysterious origins. Surrounded by the dangerous Hindu Kush Mountains, they have been able to way of life and social structure that has remained untouched by neighboring civilizations. This isolationism has allowed stories of their connection to the ancient Greeks to persist, but has also made it difficult for researchers to establish clear connections. The geography of the region has thus become not only a refuge, but also a challenge. For centuries, the Hindu Kush Mountains have been considered dangerous and off-limits to outsiders, making the Kalash the guardians of a millennia-old heritage that continues to intrigue all who dare to enter their territory. This natural isolationism has become a barrier that has allowed them to preserve customs, rituals, and a way of life that stand in stark contrast to the rest of Pakistan and the world. The rugged and dangerous mountain trails, difficult to navigate for those unfamiliar with the terrain, have protected the Kalash but have also distanced them from the changes that have affected neighboring civilizations. However, this isolationism is not only geographical, but also cultural and spiritual. Surrounded by landscapes that seem to have been taken from an ancient world, the Kalash have built a unique identity inspired by both their natural surroundings and their beliefs and customs, which are very different from those of the majority of Pakistan. Travelers and explorers who penetrate this inhospitable region encounter not only a community that has stood the test of time, but also an enigmatic people whose survival in such extreme conditions continues to inspire admiration and wonder in many societies. Due to their long history in this isolated region, the Kalash people have a very different background from the rest of Pakistan. Their physical features, a combination of Western, Arab, and Mediterranean characteristics, as well as their eye color, most often bright blue, and their culture reflect a unique heritage that is distinct from the predominant Muslim traditions in Pakistan. Their customs and festivals remain independent of the religious norms of the country, preserving an ancient and completely independent way of life. Another amazing feature of this legendary tribe is their physical appearance. The Kalash are known for their unusual features that distinguish them from other ethnic groups in Pakistan and neighboring regions. Unlike their neighbors, many of them have light-colored eyes ranging from green to blue, and hair that ranges from blonde to light brown. These rare features in the Indian subcontinent have fueled theories about their possible European or Greek origins, linking them to the expeditions of Alexander the Great and his soldiers. These characteristics are so striking that the Kalash have been the subject of genetic research to better understand their origins. However, the Kalash themselves do not place as much emphasis on these features as outsiders do. For them, these features are a natural part of their identity, rather than a reason to differentiate themselves. Despite international interest in their physical characteristics, science has yet to fully unravel the mystery of their genetic origins. While some studies show a weak connection to European populations, others suggest that these similarities may have evolved independently due to their isolation and adaptation to their environment. Thus, their unique traits remain a subject of study and speculation, preserving the mystery of the Kalash and their connection to distant civilizations. The Kalash lead a lifestyle that stands out for its freedom and gender equality, which is truly inspiring in a country like Pakistan, where social and religious norms are much more strict. In the Kalash community, marriages are based on love and free choice of partners, allowing both men and women to choose who to marry and whether to continue the relationship. This contrasts with the traditional customs of most Pakistanis, where arranged marriages and patriarchal structures are common. In addition, Kalash women enjoy greater freedom to participate in festivities and social life, without the restrictions imposed by dominant practices in other parts of the country. In their family structure, the Kalash allow women to divorce and remarry if they wish, which is unusual in the region. This flexibility in relationships and respect for individual freedom has allowed the Kalash to maintain a culture focused on the well-being and satisfaction of its members, ensuring a society in which love and personal happiness are valued above imposed social norms. Isolated by their geography, the Kalash have had limited contact with the outside world. Even today, they live in a mountainous area that is more inaccessible than many parts of the Amazon rainforest, accessible only by off-road vehicles. This allows their culture and customs to persist. Muslims in Pakistan believe that the name Kalash is derived from the word kafir, meaning unbelievers or pagans in Urdu, reflecting their religion and practices which are different from the majority of the country's inhabitants. The Kalash are a community of a minority of less than 4,000 people, known in the region for their colorful clothing. Kalash women are known for their unique beauty, with features such as light eyes and fair skin that distinguish them from other groups in the region. They wear long black tunics decorated with colorful embroidery that reflects nature and their beliefs in spirits. Instead of Islam, the Kalash practice a form of pagan animism, worshipping multiple deities and having a strong connection to nature and ancestors. This spiritual approach is evident in their festivals, rituals, and customs. One of the most striking features of Kalash culture is their more open view of gender equality compared to Muslim communities in the region. Kalash women enjoy greater freedom in their daily lives, and their rights are more significant compared to many women in more traditional societies. They also actively participate in public life, taking part in celebrations and community decisions. Another surprising practice of the Kalash is that a woman can be married to several men at the same time. This practice is based on the idea of preserving family lands and providing economic stability to the community. One of the most curious traditions of the Kalash is that many of their women give birth at home. This practice has been maintained for centuries and is considered a natural part of their traditional way of life. Home births take place in a special room called a bali, where women are cared for and remain until they feel ready to return to their daily activities. Despite modernization and the influence of modern medicine, many Kalash women prefer to give birth at home, relying on the knowledge of their ancestors and the support of older women in the community. For them, maintaining this practice is a way to maintain their independence and connection to the traditions that have been part of their lives for centuries. The Kalash religion is also very different from Islam, which is practiced by most Pakistanis. The Kalash maintain an ancient pagan religion, worshipping many gods and natural forces. Their rituals include offerings and animal sacrifices in honor of these deities. Kalash festivals are vibrant events where their religion is expressed through dance, song, and celebrations linked to the seasons and the fertility cycles of the land. These festivals are key moments for the community, uniting them in religious and social aspects. Wine production and consumption is also an important part of Kalash culture, which sets them apart from most Pakistani communities where alcohol is prohibited by Islamic law. Wine has a sacred meaning for the Kalash and is used in rituals and celebrations as a symbol of joy and spiritual connection. The Pakistani government and various NGOs are working to preserve the Kalash culture, as their population is only between 3,000 and 4,000. However, despite these efforts, the Kalash face numerous challenges, including cultural pressure from Muslim communities, climate change, and the migration of youth to cities in search of better opportunities. We hope this video has helped you discover one of the most remote and little-known tribes on the planet. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like and comment. It's the best way to support our channel and help us continue to create great content every week. Thanks for watching.